This problem is related with the projectile where the object is thrown horizontally. So in this problem, here plane, this is a plane here. This plane is moving horizontally, and the speed of this plane is, it says here, 2 times 10 to the 2 meter per second, which is 200 meter per second. Okay, this is 200 meter per second, and the height, this is the height, which is 800 meter. Okay, and in this case you have to find it out. So when a package is thrown from this plane, where does this one hit the ground? So you have to find it out this distance from here to this point. So what it called, you have to find it out the horizontal range, and then you also have to find it out at what angle does it hit the ground, the angle at which it hits the ground. So just think about here. So at all points the horizontal velocity remains the same. So we call this as a horizontal velocity v0x. So this is the horizontal velocity, which is always the same. And then you also have the vertical velocity. We call this as a vy. So the total velocity is the vector sum of these two vectors, and it hits the ground at this angle theta. So you have to find it out, the angle theta. How do you find out the angle theta? If you know the x component and if you know the y component, then we can calculate the theta, because you see the tangent of this theta is vy or v0x. So first you need to find it out, the vy. Now let's find it out first, the horizontal range. So in order to find it out, the horizontal range, you need to find it out the time taken. Okay, let's say find out the time. So how long does this one takes to reach to the ground? So again, I'm just separating this problem into two components. Let's say first talk about in y direction. Along the y direction. I'm using this formula. Why? Because I'm given the height or the distance, the vertical, the distance. What is the vertical distance? Remember, this is along the y direction. So this distance is 800 meter. And the initial velocity along the y direction. This is only along the horizontal direction. There is no any component along the y direction. So this velocity is 0. 0 times t plus half. The g is 9.8 times t squared. So the time is equal to 2 times 800 divided by 9.8 and the square root. If you do your math, you just have to use your calculator in this case. So the time, I have to calculate my time here. So I'm just using calculator here. 2 times 800 divided by 9.8. The square root is 12.8 second. 12.8 second. This is the time. So now once you know the time, then you can calculate the horizontal distance. So now along in y direction, in x direction now. In x direction, if you look along the x direction, the horizontal velocity remains the same. The horizontal velocity does not change. Okay, so the velocity is constant along y and along x-axis. Only along the y-axis the velocity changes. So I'm just using s is equal to u times t because there is no any acceleration along the x-axis. In this case, s is equal to the r, and this is the horizontal velocity, which is 200 meter, and then you have to multiply the time, 12.8. Again, use the calculator, times 200, and you will get, your answer is 2555 meter. Or in other words, we can write down this as 2.56 kilometer if you want to express in kilometers. Okay, so we got this one now. Now we have to find out the vertical velocity. Now again, we're coming back to the y direction again, and y direction. Along y direction, we're going to use v is equal to u plus g times t. And this is the final velocity at this point, when it hits the ground. So the final velocity is, along the y direction is by, which we are going to calculate. Initial velocity is 0, the g is 9.8, and the time, what's the time is 12.8. 12.8. So use your calculator. 9.8 times 12.8 is 125.4. 125.4 meter per second. This is the velocity at this point. Now life is so simple now. So how do you find the angle? So you see the tangent of theta from this triangle is Vy over V0x. So Vy over V0x. So the theta is simply equal to tangent inverse Vy over V0x. Plug in all the values, and the angle, we already know the Vy is 125. So I don't have much space here, so just plug in the value and use the calculator. The answer you will get is 32.1